Well, welcome to the start of our local race meetings, and it is on Tuesday that we go back to the Fairest Cape. We're back at Kenilworth Racecourse, still very much on the winter course, but we were treated to the best of Rascallion, who took out that Cape Mile, the grade 3, and certainly a very good afternoon for Gavin. Lorena continues to bag those winners. It was an up and down for Dave for Gavin. He started off with a horse that was a bit fractious, and then he brushed himself down to team up with Rascallion in race number 7. But talking of race number 1, we cannot go without giving a word to our analyst here. 5-1 was the price when he was sticking us in to the horse itself, and eventually the horse went off at 18-10. I thought he would be not here. In fact, he'd send somebody to deputize for him whilst he was still counting the money, but not to be. Very good morning to you, and very, very good play indeed. Cork Bay, very committed and didn't disappoint.
Yeah, I think he's a nice sort. We haven't seen the best of him yet. He's got a few wins in the tank, that's for sure.
Well played, well played. Well, let's hope that you've left something for today. We're going to go straight into that bipod, which starts race 2. And don't forget to top up your funds. You've now got the option of that blue voucher. That is blue voucher. Get that pin in, and you're ready to go. 12.50. That blue voucher has to be loaded up by, because it is the start of the PA 1,000 meters the trip for a Cape D Stakes. Slowly handicaps are the order of the day, Mr. Marie, and it makes for a very competitive afternoon.
I find Cape racing very, very competitive currently. If you're able to get your perms right, you'll certainly be smiling all the way to the bank. With regards to my bipod, it's quite costly, 480 Rand. Played safe in the opening leg. I really can't separate numbers 1, 2, 6, and 8. I mean, they've met each other so many times in the past, and they've produced different results. So I'm not going to sit here and try distinguish who's going to come up trumps on Tuesday out at Hollywood Bets Kenilworth. But I'll be more than happy just to survive, and if we double up, that will be the cherry on the cake, and we'll be off to a great start. Gone with numbers 1, 2, 6, and 8. Now, Mpumi rides electric fields extremely well. She needs to be held up for as long as possible. Lover's Lane is in cracking form. You can't discount explicit content with Richard Fourie. He sticks with him. And then number 8, Casino Ace, is in good form too. So, yeah, let's hope we survive.
Thank you, Ms. Marie. 480 Rand is the outlay to that first big exotic on Tuesday. That is the bipod, a 9-race program. Race 2, the first leg of the bipod, 10 minutes to 1. On we go to our second exotic of the afternoon at Hollywood Bets Kenilworth for Tuesday racing, and that is the first leg of the PA, due to get underway at 13:25. And just having an overview of the betting on this Monday for Tuesday in race number 3. Favoritism is with the 7 Courtney, and what is looking like quite a very, very keenly contested race ahead. The 3006 is the 3-1. It is 11-2 about number 6, and that is Aade Bill. 8-1 about numbers 8. Henry is Hedge rather, and the 9 Amancio. That is the betting for race number 3. Now, Mr. Marie, we're back into Maiden Company. We've lost the one, Cosmic Rhythm Wars, a runner just last Saturday, as well as the 15 Congressman. Leaves us a field of 13. Close at the top there as far as the form lines. Which one is your first choice if you have a first choice?
Probably 006. Now, you can see he holds, odd double on my honor run.
Mm-hmm.
But Audible was returning from a layoff, and says he showed good improvements in his second run after a rest. I actually watched that race carefully, Audible, and he was still very, very green. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him reverse the form with 006, but he holds him quite comfortably, and his last effort was also decent behind Happy Days. I mean, Happy Days ran a nice second behind a lovely sort in his next start. Give them both strong chances. Now, the current favorite is Courtly. I'm not too sure if Richard had the choice. But yeah, he sticks with the son of Active War. He's actually a solid, quite a big, imposing sort. I think he's one-paced, and I have no doubt that Richard would have learnt a lot from sitting on him for the first time in a race last time. maybe he just went too slow. He's more of a galloper, so let's see how he goes. Form line hasn't really lit up yet. But he's likely raced and he'll be up front, so respect his chances. The improver in the pack, I didn't include it in my PA, number 4, Asin Nantanga, but he went into my bipod.
Okay.
I thought he showed good improvements in his second start. He is no doubt going to step up and appreciate the trip. So he will show marked improvements. And what's interesting, he's actually been fitted with a set of blinkers for the first time. So he could make marked improvements. So those are the numbers on my PA 3 and 7. You can see I added the 4 and the 6 in my bar parts.
All right, so 3 and 7, and you have the latitude to add to those numbers if you're not sure that you will get through. But the initial outlay is 360 Rand. A reminder, race number 3 at Hollywood Bet Kenilworth will get underway at 1. Okay, just a reminder, guys, it is getting into that pick 6. By the time you play your bipods and the PAs, you may need to top up once again your Betway account, and why not do it via that blue voucher, which is very easily accessible both online and at your local convenience store. Just key in that pin and you're up and ready to go. Right, so you need that money for that pick 6, and then you've got to be on by 2 o'clock. It is another Maiden Plate. We've got scratches, the 6 Miss Pompeii, the 8 Cosmic Cliffs, as well as the numbers 15 as Sweet Summer Love and the 17 Miss Patty. So just to reiterate, numbers 6, 8, 15 and 17 are all out of the first leg of the pick 6. 2 o'clock is the off time, Mr. Marie, and we've got the 12 in the colors of the Drakenstein, a Diamond Bomber at 18 to 10, 7 to 2 about Exquisite. You've got number 9, Lavender Bay at 6 to 1, 13 to 2 about the 4. Lotus Island, 8 to 1 is the 11 White Waters. 14s and better, bar those quoted runners. Right, so that is the story. The favorite at 18 to 10, Candice Bass Robinson and Alder DeMeyer.
Way too short in the market for my liking. She must have a chance, but she is only my 4th choice. Let's see how she goes now that she's been stepped up in trip, but she does have a tricky draw to contend with. I'll give her a chance, but a little bit short. Now, Richard Free takes the ride, obviously, because he's retained by Richmond on number 7, Exquisite. I love this filly's stride. Beautiful stride. She really stretches out lovely. Couldn't find any information on her dam, and then thanks to you and Lyle for Racing and Sports, I worked out that she's won over a mile in 1800. Well, okay. I researched, and she did one up to 1800. So I think she's going to love the step up in trip. In that same race where she ran 3rd in her last start, 2nd was Sansa Stock, and 4th was a filly that actually beat my first choice. And that's number 9, Lavender Bay, last time out, Forgotten Song. So she got the better of Forgotten Song by 3/4 of a length. That's Exquisite. But that was at a level weight, Cecil. Now, Lavender Bay, last time out, was in a handicap. And she was given Forgotten Song 7.5 kilograms, and she had to be eased at a crucial stage of the race. So back in a plated race, I think number 9 represents a lot of value over here, around about 6 to 1. And then I backed them up with number 4, Lotus Island. You know, penultimate start, I liked her improvement. In the last time out, she just didn't really fire. I think from a neater draw, if she's closer to the pace, she will feature. So in order, I'm going 9, 7, 4, and 12.
9, 7, 4, and 12. That is the order of preference in that first leg of the pick 6 to 9. That is Lavender Bay. The outlay is 1,320 Rand. Again, top up with that blue voucher, and you've got to be on by 2 o'clock, the off time to race 4. Okay, so you're still tuned in to Waited to Win, a home of the PSL. This is the Betway PSL, which is causing quite a stir in its first season, and of course, home to the soon-to-be run Betway Summer Cup 2024. The draw, in fact, this is on a Monday. Wednesday, we should know exactly who's jumping from draw what, and the final riding arrangements. We do know that the much-loved Rachel Fenneker has been accepted on Zeus. and that I guess would see us with SIA being partnered by PS once again, and that is Seed again and PS Trading respectively. Well, he goes into the race with great form.
Yes, let's touch on the Betway PSL log. Where's your team sitting?
My team, I don't have a team locally. It used to be Pirates,
Oh.
but I'm not going to suddenly go back to them because they're top of the log.
Sis, yeah. Exciting couple of weeks leading up to the Betway Summer Cup. This race is what Clyde likes to call spaghetti.
That's a new one of me.
I don't really know what to make of it. I had as many as 6 runners in, but because my perms were costly, I narrowed it down to my top 2 selections only. Number 1 being number 2, Hampstead Heath. Now, beaten in a last start by both Kamchatka and Jet to the Sun, but very unfortunate. And Craig Zaki's Mount, very unfortunate in that race. Cecil, she actually took an awkward stride around the bend already, and then coming into the straight, she was all over them, but she just couldn't get running room. So there's no doubt she would have finished closer. Have a look at her form. Besides her penultimate start with the blinkers. Without the blinkers, she's exceptionally consistent, and she deserves another victory. So I'm leaning towards her because of the weight turnaround and the fact that she got balked. But then she is taking on Kamchatka again now. She's only had 4 starts to date, and since being stepped up in trip, she's done absolutely nothing wrong. I mean, she's bred a long stay in lines. She's loving it now. She's in good form and she's improving. So Cornet will bounce her, probably put her in a prominent position, if not lead like she did last time out, and she can certainly hold on. If you want to go wider, what's interesting of is Richard Fourie obviously rides for Justin Snaith, and he rode Jet to the Sun last time out. He's now riding Lucinda Woodruff's Omakami, number 7. Now, he's never sat on her back, and she's only sprinted to date in her 2 starts. Now, she's trying, a mile?
Yeah.
I had a look at her dam won over 1800.
Okay.
What's very interesting is Jet to the Sun's very consistent, yet Richard is riding Omikami. So if you want to go wider, you might want to look into that and include her. And even wider, Pentolina has to go in, Jet to the Sun has to go in, Enchanting Choice has to go in. Yeah, so 2 from 4 from me, thereafter several.
So this is what spaghetti possibly means. Go field if you can. It is 2 and 4 in that first leg, and as that Daryl rightly points out, it is just a wing and a prayer that he gets through that particular leg. That's the first jackpot, getting underway at 25-3. Okay, so you're still with us here on Weighted Winner for Tuesday, and as we count down to Wednesday evening when that final barrier draw will be made, and thereafter you can take your bets, all your all-to-comes into the big one, Saturday the 30th of November, taking bets from meetings such as Thursdays, for instance. That is a Thursday at the Wall on the stand side track, Friday Fairview, and so we continue. Let's talk about this card. We're back in the Western Cape after a good day's racing on Saturday, and here we've got a 5, or What a Fortune at 5-2, your favorite Alder de Meyer and Candice Bass Robinson. Richard is on the 3, Unsolved Riddle, 33-10, 11-2, the 11 Norshon. It is 7-1 and Better Bothers. That's your betting for a Class 5, and it's over the 1400 meters.
Once again, a very competitive race. Unsolved Riddle, I think he benefited from a very tactical ride by Richard last time out. If you like his chances, you have to include number 2, Blame It On Me, both on the Ozark run and the meeting that they last met each other. He's better off at the weights. But Unsolved Riddle's in great form, and he can certainly back that victory up. My topic being number 4, Solo Trip. Now, go back to the run behind Shifting Path. He's 4.5 kilograms better off with Unsolved Riddle. And last time out, I watched the race. He went to the inside when the going was on the outside. So I think he's better than that effort. 52.5 to shoulder with JP in the irons for Greg and Gina. I think he will run a blind over here. Number 4, Solo Trip. The current favorite, What a Fortune. I think he's taken some time to strengthen up, and he's certainly improved for the gelding, and he's loved being stepped up in trip. So 2 consistent efforts. Should be thereabouts again. Obviously, he's another maiden in this lineup. And then number 10, if you're going wider, American Matador, you can see in his penultimate start, there's not much separating himself in What a Fortune. So don't be surprised to see him contest the finish, because you can just put a line through his last start. Very tricky race, Cess. I'm leaning towards number 4, Solo Trip, as my top pick, but thereafter you have to go wide.
There is white 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10, and then there is a bit of reprieve in leg 2, banker 1, 3, 6, 9, leg 3, and then the field, leg 4. Just the 165 Rand is your total outlay for a full unit. Okay, so you've seen a banker 1 in most of the slides we've been putting up throughout the show this morning, and we've gotten to that race where banker 1 is indeed a top of your boards and one of the shorter price favorites on the afternoon. That is number 1, a Signoria Victoria at at 17 to 10, 28 to 10 the 9 at Trey Chic, 6 to 1 about the 10, Double Dash 15 to 2 about the 5. We have a situation 8 to 1. And that is the last in single digits, and that would be Alicia Asheville. Right, so you've decided to put your neck down or your head down and go with Sonora Victoria.
What I want to tell the viewers is I'm certainly not having a punt on the nose. She is my bank in my perms because of the structure. If I didn't bank her, my perms would have been too costly. Now, number 8 was my second pick, and I took her out because of that fact. So number 8, Alicia Asheville. Asheville.
Yeah.
Asheville. So last time I'd be on December Dawn.
Yeah.
I was wary of that form line going into Saturday's meeting, and yet December Dawn followed up her maiden victory extremely well.
That was one of the last races on the card.
Yes. And she's a daughter by Erupt out of a Stain mare. I think she's going to love the 1400 and possibly want to watch when she goes further than a mile. If you do want to back up the favorite, she is my second pick. Now, banker number 1, Senora Victoria. Have a look. She hasn't seen the winner's enclosure in close to 2 years. But what I do want to say, Cecil, is I loved her comeback last time out after a rest. She is going to strip fitter. Now, she's got Richard Fourie from Stallgate number 1. That's already half the battle won in a lineup like this, because she should be in a very prominent and striking position without having to work. You can see there's no doubt she loves this course in distance. I mean, she's been here 9 times for a win in 3 seconds. And a lot of those efforts have been from shocking draws. So I prefer on a firmer track, and all her runs on a firm track have been from terrible draws over this course in distance, and the run in short. So if she can be midfield, turning for home, she does have the turn of foot to run them down. But it's not going to be a one-horse race, that's for certain. I can make a case for a few others. I mean, Trey Chic won effortlessly last time out. Wedding Bells, we know she's capable, but she's just let the side down so many times. We have a situation improved last time out. Analytic if you want to go wider. But yeah, in order, I'm going 1 from 8, but the 1 is my banker for the day.
There it is, and you can have a nibble on Senora Victoria. That is currently trading at around 17, 18 to 10. That is race 7 at class 5 over the 1400. All right, so we get to race number 8. This will be the last chance to get involved in a double. Race number 8 being the penultimate event of the afternoon. And this is the class 4, where they are once again going over the 1400 meters. Favoritism is with the very well-bred and well-related number 6, Air Raid. And that is for Candice Bass Robinson and Aldrin May in the colors of the Green Acres in partnership with the Drakenstein stud. That is your favorite at 33 to 10. 4 to 1 is the 3 Industrial Strength. Number 9, Dawn Till Dusk is at 5 to 1. 6 to 1 is the 8 Kelp Forest. And then the 7 Winter Pearl is at 9 to 1. 12s and better, bar those quoted runners. Well, it is just to make mention, it was good to see Chad Little back in the saddle on Saturday, and he had a third, I think, in the last race on the afternoon.
I would have loved to see him get it right.
Yeah.
On his first meeting back, but it will happen soon. I mean, we know he's a horseman of note.
Yeah.
Many a trainer say he's one of the best judges around when riding work.
I believe so. I used to hear that a lot. Even when he wasn't riding, they used to say Chad has suggested this, and they're taken on board.
Yeah. So let's hope he can crack it and break the
Yeah.
ice soon. Number 3, industrial strength. A lot of people expected more last time out. But if you recall that race, Song to the Moon and Hoodia. Now, Hoodia was on his bicycle and he had the most of the field on the back foot turning for him. He really quickened up well. Song to the Moon was one of the horses that went and fetched him. And industrial strength just never got into the race. Penultimate start, that Devil a Saint form line. Obviously, Song to the Moon won twice from there, and Big Unit finished behind him. He came out and won. Storgate number 3 is what's key over here. He has to be closer to the pace from there. He can't be dropping out. Then you got Air Raid. I actually loved his return. I thought wasn't bullied, and he only got going that last 200 meters. He really was doing his best work late. He's going to love the step up in trip, and he's far from exposed. So you will see a lot of improvement. But if you like his chances, you have to include number 9, Dawn Till Dust. Now, I was of the opinion this son of Trippier was going to battle because he won a work rider race. But his last 2 starts out of the maidens have been very good efforts. He holds Air Raid on that 2020 Vision run, and he's only 1.5 kilos better off. And last time out, he quickened up from last. It was a great effort. He did pick up a bit of a penalty because he finished clear of the balance of the field. But what's important is he's had another run since then and is probably more racing fit. So for that reason, I'm going 963.
In that order, 963, and those are the 3 horses that are suggested for that exact box. I was furious with myself because I was having the eye problems, and the 2020 Vision was running, and I totally overlooked it. 20-1 it was that day. That is the story of the preview to Tuesday racing from Kenilworth.